Welcome to Style Class, and this is really going to be a follow-up to last week's Style Class, where we talked about what is in your starter kit. And to determine the starter kit, we went around the office, and we asked everyone, like, what were your top 10 items? And we decided to throw it out then to you guys and ask you, what were the top, we narrowed it down to 5. We said, what were the top 5 items that got you started on your way to really understanding your personal style, and understanding your personal style not so that you look more fabulous for the day, but understanding your personal style so you can just get on with your day. And so we got a huge earful.
Oh my goodness. So the responses were robust. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, these bullet points.
Yeah.
It was like, this is why, this is what I loved, and now this is what I'm doing.
That's why I asked for people to send in their DMs, because I knew you guys were gonna like give us a good deeds. And you know, Katura, it made me think when we started getting those responses that I just read the second or the update or whatever he's calling it for Malcolm Gladwell's Tipping Point.
Oh, Revenge of the Tipping Point.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's so good. I finished it. I just so nerd out on those numbers, and what I really loved about it was really just breaking through the notion that things happen overnight. You know,
Right.
like I think we all hear about musicians or Silicon Valley guys or whatever that, you know, all of a sudden you think that they just catapult it and they make it overnight. And then I also think you think, okay, well, if you don't make it overnight, maybe it's like slow and steady wins a race. You know, that like hare and the tortoise?
Yep.
The turtle?
The tortoise, you got it. Tortoise in the hair.
He's just slow and steady wins a race, right?
Yeah.
But actually, neither tends to be true, because the one that makes it overnight, by and large, they do tend to be a little bit one-hit wonders, because what happens is when you have success immediately out of the gate with something, in fashion, we always called it your Oprah Winfrey moment. As a designer, you're like, I just got on Oprah Winfrey, but if it happens too soon, then you're not ready to be able to capitalize on the opportunity because you don't have your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
But it's also, you know, things don't also necessarily happen at this slow pace. And what Malcolm really presents in the book is that there is a time and place where you are steady, 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 and you reach a certain level. And when it is around 30%, everything tips, everything falls for you.
Yeah.
And so it made me think about, what is the tipping point for the people that we talk to all the time for when they were like, I got it. I've got just the right pieces in my closet now, and everything is just like really, really, really coming together. So thank you for the feedback on what were the top 5 items. And it was so fucking consistent. Like, you guys are not all over the place.
No, I read them and I could immediately pick out. I was making little check marks like when you're in jail, like the scratches, and I was like, this is by and large the same conversation over and over again.
Yeah.
Should I tell them what it is?
Yeah, go for it.
Liam.
100%. Liam's the blazer, guys, in case you're like, who's that guy?
Yeah. Liam, the Liam blazer for us.
Yeah.
The Stella pant, which is also in tropical wool and crispy nylon, not Stella the person.
The person over there.
Yes. A lot of people were saying the Brancusi, that's our OG people, but also the Sid, so denim.
Brancusi and Sid were in a category together. And then
the Calder.
Yes. Again, that category of sculpting for sure.
And the pull-on skirt.
Yes.
Skirts for people that wear pants.
Yeah.
Skirts for pant people.
So those were the top 5. And so what we've done is, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the what. We just said the what, right? And the why. Why did those 5 particular styles make it to the very top of the list? And then how? How do we wear those things to get the most out of our lives? So what was interesting, Katura, and which was a totally new lens to see this through, and I love how you guys, you always shed a new perspective. When I say you guys, like I'm pointing at you out there, but you give me a new perspective on things. And so what came up over and over again about the Liam blazer was that, for the most part, our customers all are working women. And so they're all working women. And then they are working women who stayed at home. They went and they decided, you know what, I've had kids and now I'm going to stay at home with my kids.
Yep.
Or they are a working woman and they said, fuck man, I have given it my all and now I'm ready for the next phase of my life, and they've left their corporate world.
Yep.
So all of them have moved. You're either in the office or you're out of the office with little kids tagging at you, or you're out of the office and you're doing your next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the office is a big part of you. It's at your core. And what is the biggest thing that we all associate with being in office?
Blazer.
The blazer, right? Yeah. But what you found is that for any of you guys who ventured outside of the office into these other worlds of mommyhood and whateverhood, is that to take that blazer, literally the one that was maybe more serious and cut up high under the armhole, when you took that to the playground or when you took it to the casual lunch with friends, you felt...
You got a visceral reaction to feeling like you were in the workplace still. And I still get those on appointments. People are like, I don't want a blazer because it reminds me of work and I'm not working.
Exactly. So what we found was that the Liam was this interesting security blanket for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And it made them feel like they had retained their sense of self. Yep. But they were also full on with both feet in their new world. Yeah. And so the reason, and actually Stella, do you mind popping up because you're wearing Liam? So it's a good example. So Stella's obviously wearing Liam in her current world, which is in the office. But if you were mommy in the Liam here, the reason why you don't feel like you are totally ready to give someone their, performance review is you do have this drop shoulder here. You've got it nice and roomy. You can scrunch up the sleeves on it. You can, make it really cozy to yourself by doing that extra button there. So the Liam is giving all of the comfort level of what you associated with your former life, but it is doing it with a tremendous amount of chill that is fully appropriate for this world in which you find yourself. So that is why the Stella wearing Liam. That is why the Liam was really at the top of the charts here. And so you've got your Liam on over here.
Yeah. So I popped on my OG Liam. This is one of the first Liams that I got right when I started Tibby. Yeah. And I took this into the weekend. So I wanted that sense of identity, but also the ease of a cardigan, because I need some comfort, and also the security of having something with me. A lot of people say they go on panels and they speak, or they're out and about and they feel like they're missing a layer. Because if you're used to having that third layer, you need something, but not a jean jacket. Yeah. So this is easy, and I just thought about it. This is a really soothing color wheel mix that I hadn't done before.
Yeah. So really understanding the why behind your choices is what really, if you've made the purchase, it validates your purchase. And if you've been wandering around wondering how is it that you're going to retain your sense of self in this new world in which you find yourself, Liam is the answer, which means your socks are going to be fucking blown off your feet in January when Liam comes out in nylon. Because we did that silk nylon last year.
People are still looking for it.
I know, and I got, in the silk with the nylon, it was definitely pricey, so I really hedged my bets on how much to order. It sold out right away, but we did make the decision to bring it back in the crispy nylon in January because,
just gets to being able to fold it up, travel with it, do all the things. Yeah. Not lying. It's going to be good. Well, it is good.
Exactly.
Cool.
So the next thing that landed on the list, number 2, was the Stella pant. And this is what I'm wearing. And when we were kicking around the whys behind it, one woman, she wrote in and she said, oh my God, the Stella pant is kind of it. It just saves every outfit from day to night, from chill to fancy. And it's a piece that, again, it shows that I will wear the things the most, but the things that I wear the most don't stand out the most. It's the non-specific piece.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what Stella is. It's so present. I'm wearing it. You see, you're that's a good pant, but it's not taking over. It's not so outfit and
memorable. You have it on, but it's I see you, and it's as if you had on a different pant that was very specific, I know that Stella wore that pant 3 times in a week. But you wear your Stella pants. Your Stella, where's her Stella? Say that 3 times. Sally, soda buttoned.
So you're wearing yours belted, and you've like really taken it into a level that is right for, really, I would argue, any office. Even you people from Goldman Sachs and everything, I'm going to argue that even at Goldman, you can wear this, and okay, like you might swish a little bit down the hallway, but you can blame it on your colleague.
You get used to it.
Yeah. And they'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em. Anyway, so you've given yours toughness. You put the hard sole shoe on it with it, you belted it, and you've leveled it up. And then I'm just wearing mine with like a flip-flop and a sweater and super easy and chill.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
And so the golden thing with the Stella pant and with a lot of these items that you're finding are just super hard workers for you is that they are in fabrications that are these sporty nylons, but they are still tailored. And so what I mean by that, what I mean by tailored, guys, what you want to look for is
It's
here,
the waistband.
it's the waistband.
Right?
It's the tailored detail. It's having the little belt loops here. It's all the finishings of a proper pant, right? But it is in such a sporty, eased out fabric. And so where we know that this hits home with this intersection where we fall into here is, you know, it's a customer that likes things, they really appreciate classic, but someone like, maybe like Brunello or Ralph Lauren might be just a little bit too classic, right? And then you really appreciate things super modern, but maybe just a pant right off the rack from Mike Margiela might just be one level too much, you know? And then you like things eased out, but
Sweatpant is too far.
it's too far. And you know, even I love the ease of like, let's say a brand like a James Purse or something, but there's tends to be like one level of washing to it that takes it to a very eased out place.
Yeah.
So I think the real sweet spot is landing where you have all of the modernity of the fullness, and then you have the sportswear and ease of something that, you know, like a purse or something might offer.
Yeah.
But then you have, I mean, it's a trouser, it's a pleated pant, right? So it's undeniably classic. It's literally chill, modern, and classic in one. So this pant is being pulled out so often on repeat for you guys. And I just want to remind you, this is one that,
Or you're going to hack it.
I haven't done the rubber band in so long.
No, you have it. Do I have one for you?
I'm just going to just show you right now. I'm just going to fold it over like
Or you're going
that.
to do a little peg leg.
And then I'm just going to peg it.
This
and
is
roll
really
it
good for
up.
the sporty nylon. You could do this also in
Yeah.
the tropical, but it'll stay a little bit better in the sporty. But you've created a jogger.
Yeah, and so
And
you
a
can do
full
this
length
with a rubber band as well,
Yeah.
but you can really change it up. And then with this looseness too, you can add tights on underneath it in
What
the
size are you
wintertime.
wearing?
And I wear a size 4. And
What shoes are you wearing also?
I'm wearing, I'm definitely wearing my flip-flops with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna show you, I would absolutely put on, this is Seth coming for resort. It's in
Suede.
the suedes for resort are coming. So I would absolutely wear a Seth with it, right?
Yep.
And I'm gonna just show you Seth up and then Seth with it down. So you can see the squared off toe when it's down.
Yep.
For me, I like, with this bigger squared off toe, I like seeing a little bit of skin here. The Brody sides, we need to do these again.
Well, we didn't even tell them that was like our
Pedro,
bonus.
yeah.
Was the square-toed shoe, because everyone said that's really impacted their wardrobe choices and like their closet pieces that they had even before Tippy.
Yeah, because when you've had, what we found out, and I mean, it makes sense because this is why we created these shoes, but like what you found out was that when you had a more casual shoe, like a sneaker, like a loafer, whatever, you tended to have a round toe. And then when something's very sporty and casual,
Right.
when it was in a pointed toe, it felt a little forced. I mean, like it's a fashion moment, but it's something that kind of comes and goes. But the square toe is giving, it's retaining all the comfort that you need from a sport shoe. But the square toe is saying it's one level up. It's just a little bit more than a regular shoe here.
It's like your dress sneaker. I've had people send pictures in their Vejas or their Golden Hues, no judgment, but it just changes the feeling to have a flat, low profile sneaker versus a platform. It's always going to feel casual if it's like a chunkier heel. So
yeah, and I think it's going to keep it a classic forever as well. And so I'll tell you what I don't wear with these, but this is me personally, is I don't wear a closed toe rounded shoe as much, because I think that the pant, I would wear it with the
because of the skin.
I wear it with the skin, but when it's down and rounded and hard sole, it
gets lost a little bit.
It gets lost, but I also feel that it's more masculine, and I like things masculine. Obviously, you can tell by what we design, but it's a little too one-dimensional, masculine for me. So if I was wearing it down, I'd be tempted to like belt it and maybe add a more feminine top.
Yep.
With
so
it.
antonyms for sure.
But I absolutely though.
I do that too.
Yeah. So the pointed toe in these, 1,000% I would wear with all of my solos, and that gives it's keeping this line going. My eye's not breaking up. It's really fluid.
I feel like in real time we both kind of transitioned from something that was a little dressier. I was wearing the clear Oscars, which felt like a dressier moment, and now I'm like basically at the playground or on the weekend going to the museum.
Since you have those on, I'm going to try these on real quick because Scotty here did not make it into the top 5.
Right.
But it was in the top 10 because it really served a purpose here.
Yeah, so that fits into the jogger category, because I think what we found is that the chill and the tailoring that you get in the Stella, so we were talking about the crispy nylon just now with Amy, that's a sportier vibe. When you're wearing the Stella in tropical wool, you're getting the ease and the tailoring. And so here, I'm still getting the ease and the chill and the modernity. I can't even say it without adding all 3, because it's like the perfect trifecta.
Well, because all fundamentals have to be all 3.
Well, everything has to be all 3, right? But is one more push?
No, if it's collection, if it's in the runway show, we allow ourselves to, it can be all 3, but it might be 80% modern, 10%.
It slides the scale.
Yeah, so your percentages might be different.
Yep.
Oh, I like this with the brown sneaker.
I'm into that.
Yeah. So, here I've got the red Scotty on. And what's funny here is we know from what you wrote in that the reason why Scotty made the list here is he is giving the balance of the big slim skin, right? He's the slim to something a little bigger here on top.
Yep.
Right? But it was interesting. One woman that I've become really good friends with, a customer first, then a friend, she told me that she was so shocked that Scotty was for her at the top of the list in red.
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
So it's a Tibby red, but it's a very specific red. It's not sporty with the stripes on the side. It's very polished, but I don't know, it just adds flavor. A lot of us don't have a ring 4 color in bottoms.
Exactly.
Right. You usually have ring 4 in tops.
Yes, and we really hardly ever do it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And so we know that the great thing about Scotty too in red here is that when you mix in the ring 3, it really adds another level of sophistication and interest to it. So here, when I'm just wearing the red and the navy and the white, the vibe is a little more classic. But because it is all still very undeniably chilled out, it's classic, but I don't feel preppy. But when you mix in a ring 3 like this is when you're like, oh, wait, that is just really interesting to me. And this is what the color wheel does for you guys when you really nail your color math. Mixing in that ring 3 tones down those brights and it just takes it to a different area where you can even, I just want to see, like, is this super crazy? I feel like I'm gonna like this with what you've got on.
Oh,
But like,
yeah.
even here, you're able to just kind of,
But you're giving a ton. I feel like, yeah, it's a good ton.
yeah, no, it's like, it's a lot of fun. And, so I just want to show here, guys, these are the, Amy Gravitt was wearing this in London, and a woman told her that she used to work at 74 Wellington Street. So these are the,
Tell the history, because people want to know, like.
yeah, these are the hats that we did, and I really wanted to create something with meaning on them. And first of all, it's in a material.
Oh my God, so good.
As you can see, it's really rich and interesting, but it squishes down to your
It's like
head.
a waxed. It feels like paper.
Yeah,
Almost like a paper bag.
it's got a paper finish, so you can hear it,
Ooh.
right? Like it smushes up into a ball like this, and then you pop it out, and then it can just mold to your head.
You just mold.
Yeah.
We both just molded it. I was like,
Yeah, mold. Because I have a weird head, and you're just like, shrink. But 76 Wellington Street, that was my very first office in Hong Kong. When I was like, this is growing out of my apartment, I gotta get a place. It was right off the escalators in Central, if you guys know Hong Kong at all. So it has a lot of memories for me. Okay, I'm gonna try on something here with the skirts, because that was one of the other
So in a
things that
perfect
popped
world,
up.
I'd love to have on my navy lamb right now, but I don't have it with me. But I totally throw this on as a little outfit. And I like that this green kind of gives me a pop. So I'm wearing the Calder in extra large. And this was also one of my gateway, I don't want to call it a gateway drug, but it was so easy. The price point is such a smart price point for the value you're getting with this shaped leg. We saw someone try this on today with the blazer, and it's like, it's just elevated. With the heel, with the sneaker.
And I think, listen, one of the great things about the Calder is that it's giving you, like she said, all the sculpting and all the tailoring, but it is doing it at a price point that's really strong. And so we price that really well. It's priced at
Like $198.
Yeah, it's really well priced, and we really did want that to be an entry item, but it's not like, oh, I'll start with that and then I'll buy more expensive stuff. It's not like that. It really is just, you have different tiers of materials and fabrications that you use. It's sweatsuiting.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be rich and easy for you guys, but still give you all of that polish. So the way that the Stella pant had the tailored waistband and everything, what Calder has is this flat waistband.
Yeah.
And that flat waistband is key because, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, Hailey Bieber looks amazing and when she's doing all like,
Wait, is that modeling?
no, but like she wears it like it's all like poof and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah. Sometimes you don't need
oh,
poof.
she's got the poof, like she's
Yeah,
poof,
I don't
and
want
you put it
extra
on,
poof
you're
on.
like, what the fuck is this poof,
People sometimes are averse to pleats, and I feel like if you get your size and you're in something pleated, it'll lay flat, but having a little flat, wide waistband feels secure.
Yeah, even the pleated skirts that we did, which fucking, those assholes and tried to knock it off, but I guarantee you what they did not do.
Did you see my nails?
She's got them pressed on there.
Wait, do you see that?
They're happy faces. I didn't know they. Anyways,
Yeah.
one of the things that we think about when we are designing is how can we do this in a way that it's not about being flattering, although to be honest, like that is the outcome, right? But it really is about making you feel polished and put together. So that is what this seam does here. It's what the sculpting at the side does, and it's what the clean band at the bottom does. So it's not doing a contrast band. It is not doing all the gathers, and it is a very discernible fit.
Yeah.
But it is giving interest to everything, and it's like you were so polished right now. It's ridiculous.
This is the same outfit that Elaine, our president, had on last week with
Yeah.
the button down. So you can easily take this. I'm gonna put a booty on.
Yeah.
Just to show how I wear it.
So right now we've covered Liam, right, the jacket, and then we went into the nylon pants and what that does. and then how that sculpted pant plays an important role. And then the other items here that came up were the nylon skirts. So these particular skirts resonated really, really well with people who were shocked to find that a skirt was going to be their throw-on item. And it really is kind of the no-brainer at the end of the day. So here I'm wearing it as I wore it to the office today, kind of dressed up. I'm wearing it with a pair of socks, and it's very easy. But for sure, if it were in the summertime, I would just take this off and move it into a flip-flop with a little t-shirt. And so one of the other things that is critical in these items that made it into the top 5 is that all of them can be worn throughout different times of the year. So you really want to be able to move it around, change it up, and make it into something very, very summery, if that is what the moment is calling for. So that versatility is key here. And so when we talk about what kind of the tipping point is for your closet, one of the things that we were asking people is like, when did all of these pieces come together to help you find your voice? And I was giving Katura a really good analogy. I was saying that I really hope that everyone has a chance to see the documentary on the Bee Gees.
Oh my God. One of my favorite groups.
So good. And what that documentary really confirms, like, man, people go through a lot before they hit it. But that also, the Bee Gees, they hit it when they found their voice. Mm-hmm. Not when they found their like top song, but it was literally when they found their voice. So when you see that, yes, and when they were told like, shit, embrace the hell out of that, mm-hmm. and run with it and let that, you know, go through every single thing that you do. So all of a sudden they became not like everyone else, trying to create like better music and a better song with better words. Yeah. They really found this unique sound, and then they put that into everything. So these are like the 5 items that are really seem to be helping people find their voice in their closet. Really. Because like you're now able to take something sculpted and really dress it up.
Right.
Totally different.
Totally different, right? I'm on the weekend, now I've taken our collection bib top, which is a very refined, like, almost like, it feels like I'm going to a black tie event, and I'm wearing it with a sweatpant, and I don't look like it, and I don't feel like it. And what I like about finding your style voice, I had on a gray sweatshirt, and immediately I put on a gray boot, and I was like, something about this feels a little bit too perfect. I'm craving something a little bit crisp. I'm craving something, not even that it's white or that it had to not be a sandwich. I just wanted something that was a little bit more refined on top. And this is really a really low lift, easy way to dress. And so I can see why this was in the top 5. There's no denying that this created some chill and some ease, but also no one's like, oh my God, she wears sweatpants to work. Get her out of here.
Well, because once you've found your voice, then that's what really allows you to play around and
right.
take chances.
Totally.
Thank you. And so it is, you know, when we created the spring runway show, and we haven't talked really about spring because it's not spring yet, right? That's next year.
Yeah. But
we did title it Almost Reckless. And the reason that I titled the show Almost Reckless was that it is only when you become a veritable expert in something that you can really take chances that to anyone on the outside, they seem ridiculous, they seem like crazy, they seem reckless, but the level of confidence that you have because you know where your starting point is, where you can always get back to, mm-hmm. is off the chart. So like if you're, you know, like say you're learning a new instrument, right? Mm-hmm. You're learning how to play the guitar. Well, someone who's been playing the guitar for like even 3 months, they're not going to be like,
like what?
Like, that's just going to be, you know, that's going
right.
to be
like ding, ding, ding,
a hot
ding.
mess.
I'm playing the banjo though.
But you know that like whenever you see great art, whenever you hear great music, it is usually, again, why it's not overnight, because it is someone who has taken the time, they have learned where their skill set is, they have practiced it, they have honed it, and then when they are so secure in it, that is when they can create notes that by any teacher's standard, by any art school teacher standard, is wrong. But for you, you're doing it with the hand of a pro. And so when you get these core items in your closet so down, that is when you can really, really, you can always take chances, guys, of course. But this is when you take chances and you still see yourself coming through. It's when you like retain yourself and you don't waste a shit ton of money, you don't lose it. And so, like,
I mean, yeah, really good.
So I'm wearing the white nylon cat.
I'm gonna pop on a skirt.
Okay. Last week I was wearing the black cat version of this. And you can see, like, these pieces, we did not, when we designed them, they were never really intended as head to toe. Like, obviously right now I've got everything here for fundamentals, right? But they weren't ever intended for head to toe, but they work head to toe. And they don't keep you in a rut, because I know then that the sequin skirt from the holiday collection is gonna look great with this gray sweater. The fringe dress is gonna look great with this Liam over it. And then I can wear the white track pant here with, I don't know, something amazing and insane, right? So all of these clothes are here to help you understand what your through line is and try and play around. You know, someone did write to me and they're like, I wanted the Stella to work. I keep trying to make it work and it's not for me. And so remember, these are the top fives, and when I explain why they're the top fives, focus on the more top level things, like it's nylon, it's 40, it's tailored, it's got ease, and then take those and put them into whatever element you want from Tibby, from anyone else. It doesn't matter, right? But the idea is that you don't have to have the specific item, you don't have to have the specific item that everyone else has. But what you do want to do is find those core items so that you can really move around and take chances and play and like go on the gold loafer if you want.
I'm into that green hat. It's the one, because immediately I came in, I was like, oh,
it's the one. It's the one. And you know, it's one of the best compliments I ever got from a friend was she was like, fuck, you do like day so easily.
Oh, that's a good compliment.
That's the holy grail.
Day is hard.
Day is hard.
Especially not working day, like.
Day is hard because the consistent thing that we always hear from people is you don't want to look forced. And that's not the same. Looking
or
forced,
sloppy.
You don't want to look sloppy, but it's not the same as, I don't mind appearing as if I tried.
Right.
Because I think that's.
Everybody wants to look like, well, maybe some don't.
Some people don't, I guess, but like, especially if I'm going to an event or something, I don't find looking like I've tried as a bad thing. I think that is a positive thing. Guitar, get out here and explain what you're doing.
Okay, sure.
She's literally got 2 right feet.
So I laugh because my daughter puts them on every day. And they're always the opposite, and I'm like, those are my feet.
Yeah.
And that's why I laughed so hard. I was like, okay.
Okay, so you've got on the knee sock version.
Yeah, so I have on the knee sock version of the board, and I think this has a great place in my wardrobe because I'm looking for coverage.
Yeah.
With the pull-on skirt, but also the ease and comfort of a sneaker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's a full stop for me.
And I love the burgundy.
Yeah, I love the burgundy.
Because with this color, then this is like you're giving all the different shades of. And so you guys can see that like once you really get these foundations nailed, then you're going to start to play with this. You're going to start to put the smiley faces on your fingernails.
I mean, I know.
Do the whole thing.
I'm going to pop over here so I don't bust my head. All right, so I've seen you wear this, and so this is the new one, right?
This is Cat.
And so Kat, did you talk about the difference between the two?
So we've got 3 different nylons. So you've got the Stella, which I was wearing earlier. Then you've got the Jogger, which is a little bit cropped in length. This one is a full length. It's just got a clean elastic waist here. And what's great about this one is the very first time I did this a couple of years ago, I did it and it allowed to be zipped down all the way. And when people put it on, they're like, fuck man, I just don't like this on me.
Right.
And I was always like, unzip it, unzip it. So I had Tracy engineer the zipper so it cannot go any further than this. And so this is what like gives it the ease. It allows it to cross over the front of your foot, and that is what is giving you some skin in a big skin slim moment. Yeah.
Cool.
All right,
So-
I'm gonna put on jeans and then we can wrap this puppy up.
All right, I've had a few people ask me about how to tailor. If you're petite, what will this look like on you? And you showed you before, but just folding the waistband of something that feels a little bit, not even feels long, but I love that.
Okay, so I'm wearing him. He is designed to be high-waisted, but again, like that's what's great about having a longer rise is it gives you lots of options.
Yep.
So I can fold it over, and you can see, guys, it just gives it like this little edge here, which is just great. And then I can go like this and just hike it up a little bit more here. And I'm a little bit wedged, I'm not gonna lie, but if I was shorter, I wouldn't be all wedged up like a salad here. Little salad wedge. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Oh my gosh. So the same for our skirts, because I like that we offer 2 lengths in most things, but some of the products, some of the garments we have are single length. So this is the pull-on skirt, but if you are a little bit shorter and you're craving a little bit less length, you can just fold this over like that. And since it's a flat but kind of sheared elastic, this is about 2 inches, so that's going to reduce that at least 2 inches shorter. I can wear this higher on my waist, which is where my belly button is, or I can pull it down a little bit if I wanted a little bit more ease, which I like. And so I'm wearing the gray sweatsuiting. Say that a lot. Oh my god, so easy. And when I first started, I wanted to tuck all my shirts up because I was used to society telling me, if you do this, you'll have a waist. You gotta watch what you do at your hips. And we had a big conversation about like, what would happen if you just let it be chill? And the cool,
Let it be chill.
Yeah. What did we say earlier? Maybe I'm enough. Maybe the shirt is enough.
Yeah, we had a phenomenal woman in here earlier today, and maybe at some point we'll have some pictures and show of her, but she's very curvy, and it was kind of the conversation that we had with Brittany, where what I have found continuously is for any of the people that we speak with that have more curves, finding that effortlessness that is still tailored it's
hard to come by.
It's really hard to come by.
The people that do it are not doing it well because you get something and it's been graded up, but it's not taking account for anything that's, proportions are off. It's really, really hard to find. I've struggled finding it for myself.
It's frustrating, and my sister, I used to try and find things for her too, and it was either things are just so like flat, like a tent dress, something very bohemian,
or very tight and like showy.
Yeah, very tight and showy, or just too sporty, literally, So having these things come off that are still polished and tailored but have all the ease into them, that's really top notch. And I think why this is spanning such a large range of audience here.
Yeah.
And so I have on the Sid jean here. So you had Liam, you had Stella, you had Sid and Brancusi that we put into the same category with Calder as well. So that was giving sculpture to an item. So all 3 of those, Sid, Brancusi, and Calder, every time you're wearing something that is easy and loose and classic, or easy and oversized and classic, now you're wanting to add a big dose of modernity. You are getting it with these 3 pieces. It becomes instantly modern. It gives instant sharpness and, creative space to something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Man.
I think we touched on it.
You really did.
We touched on it. So, you guys, thank you. I really, all of this conversation has Katura and I thinking really hard on like what could a future workshop look like, because nothing has been more thrilling than to get out of this the notion that people are now just finding a sense of calm through finding their style. And I know I've joked on here, I described how like growing up, my mom just screaming at the top of her lungs in the closet when she was like, I have nothing to wear. And I don't know why I keep playing back in my head. There was this time where Earl the doctor.
This is the neighborhood doctor that came with the suitcase to your house?
No, I hope not, because I went out with him for a little while. This Earl. Anyways, Earl the doctor. I remember I'm dating him. I'm trying to like have a look, and he invited. It was a Sunday, and we're like, let's go to Six Flags.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Atlanta, Georgia, right? I'm 22. He's 25 or whatever. We go to Six Flags. I'm like, what the fuck do I wear to Six Flags?
Did you wear short shorts?
I wish.
A skirt?
I just wore like a stupid basic ass short. I wore white scrunchy socks. I wore
Reeboks. I knew you wore Reeboks. I already see it.
I wore Reeboks.
Did you have a visor on?
No, I didn't have. What the fuck? I didn't have a visor.
I was like, it's giving 80s Georgia.
No, but that was where you went. And then I wore some stupid florally shirt. And I remember like I thought about it forever. And then there was a date with Hunter when I went to like the outlet store and I bought these black velvet pants and then this mint green fitted sweater, and like why? It was such a train wreck of it had no, and you just like you were running around trying to find yourself.
True.
Yeah, whether it was an outlet, whether it was like going to
I've been there.
the mall and I was trying to recreate like what my creative director at Ogilvy was wearing.
I used to be late, like not late for interviews, but like getting dressed for an interview for a new job, especially in design. I'd be like, this doesn't look like them. I should buy something. And buying something,
Yes.
Right before, you never hit the mark because it's not who you are. It's uncomfortable.
No, the only time I nailed what I bought for an interview was my interview at Ogilvy when I was still in college, because I had been planning that shit for a year. So I was like, when my first interview comes, I'm going to be like ready. It was a brown and white check suit. It was really good.
We need photos, guys. Dr. Earl Hunter. Send them to Matt at Tippy.com.
Earl and Hunter. Okay, I hope they're not watching this. All right, guys. So thank you very much for the information that you fed us. I appreciate it. And exciting note here. If you are in Sydney or Melbourne, guys.
What's that?
You're going to get the first read of the new book, Volume 2. You're going to get the first reading of it. I'm very excited to share it with you guys. So we will do that in Australia, and I will give you a note to sign up. And I hope you're signed up for Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, and Auckland. It's going to be good. Oh, these guys, these clear little puppies.
They're finally coming.
Yeah.
A lot of work went into that.
They're really good.
They're really good.
All right, guys, your toes will sweat in them, but that's okay.
Own it.
Own the sweat. Bye.